Okay, that's better. Hello, welcome back to the channel. The sun is out. It wasn't out earlier. In fact, it was threatening to rain. And this video actually took hours to make because I kept running into the house thinking it was going to rain because I didn't want to get the camera wet or the microphone wet because they don't do well in the rain. And no rain. So this video took hours to make, and it was really just a few things I wanted to do, which was, if you couldn't tell, the fence for the fencing that I put up for the birdhouse gourds was flopping over. The ends, which are rebar, I have 10-foot pieces of rebar up at either end, and I have the old leftover fencing up. So essentially, well, you saw it, the birdhouse gourd climbs all up it. It's a vine, life is good. Though the rebar isn't bending, the fence sort of is. And I needed something to help hold it up. And my wife suggested I get another piece of rebar, but I didn't think that was actually going to work because there is some flex in the rebar. And then I remembered I had a 9-foot tall pole that I was going to use for another project, but I haven't gotten around to it, and I don't know if I'm going to do it at all. Either way, I took that 9-foot tall pole, drilled a hole in the ground, boom, put it up, and there's maybe 1.5 or 2 feet, about 1.5 feet, either way, of fencing, still flopping over a little bit, but it's better than the 4 to 5 feet of fencing that was sort of leaning over. I never really thought that the birdhouse gourds would kind of get that heavy. Typically when I'm dealing with a birdhouse gourd, it's dry and empty. So, and it's not super heavy, it's just heavy enough to, again, pull that bit of fencing over. So the pole is in place. If I want to remove the pole, I can. It's not cemented in, it's just gravel and dirt, and I just packed into the hole. And that, in the past, has worked very well for all my fence posts. I could actually remove any of my fence posts if I want. Nothing is cemented in. So I got that project done. And then the other thing I figured, since I had the auger out, was to turn around and drill the holes for the fence posts for the gate, going to go on the far side of the rose garden. So gate posts, as it were. So I drilled those and I put the posts in and I dug everything out. Looking at them now, I think they're a little higher than they probably should be. I could cut them down if I want to. I don't think I'm going to, though, because where those posts are, the hedging is going to be about at least 6 feet high, I'd like. I want it to be somewhat higher. As I mentioned in the last video, on the far side of that, I'm going to do a shade, woodland, fern garden kind of thing. Again, years down the road, but I need to get those posts in so I get a fence hung. I'm also going to be wrapping that area in fencing, again, only 4 foot tall, but just enough to hopefully add another layer of deterrent, is that a word? Deterrence to the deer, so they don't try to come into the rose garden. They can hop 4 foot, I know this, but it's like obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and at some point it's just not worth the deer's effort. That's basically my thinking, and hopefully that's their thinking too. So there'll be a fence, there'll be the sprinkler, there's the deer spray, there's all sorts of, I'll put other layers of deterrence out there to, again, just keep them away. Anyways, So yes, those are the basically things I wanted to get done today. I have other things I need to do today. One of them is editing this video. I also have to mow the veg garden and a few other little odds and ends, but I didn't want to, bore you guys with that. So I got the posts in. Again, the rose garden is progressing. I have to do more weeding in that, and I'll probably maybe tackle a little bit of that tonight. I don't want to bore you guys with, watching me weed. There are butterflies galore flying around here. I would try to pull out my camera and capture them, but they're very photo elusive. Every time I pull out my camera, they just disappear. So really, that's going to be it for today. Very short video. If you guys have any suggestions or things that you'd like to see around the garden, veg garden, flower garden, front beds, whatever it is, or you want to see something that I'm growing in particular, sunflowers or squashes or, again, anything, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't checked out growinggreenfinger.com, head over there. I've got links to merchandise. I've got articles that I've written. Sophie and I are going inside. It's hot. She's not very happy in the hot weather. She wants her nice bed in the air conditioning. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, short video. And we're going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Come on, Sophie.